everyone, Lori Whitlock here. We are going to put together this adorable Nativity star light box. You can get the SVGs in my SVG shop at shop.loriwhitlock.com, and you can get the silhouette cutting files at the Silhouette Design Store. So let's get started putting this together. This is our back piece with the little openings that you can get into the back of the project. To manage the lights or whatever. We've got our main front star piece with this beautiful nativity cut out, and we've got a piece of vellum. And by the way, I went to Hobby Lobby and couldn't find 12 by 12 vellum yesterday, so I had to go to Michael's and they did have it there. Just FYI, you can get it wherever you want, but that might save you a little bit of hassle looking for it. You're going to cut 5 of these side pieces for the shadow box. And, well, I guess I should say light box, but it builds some depth into the project. So let's get started putting this together. First thing we're going to do is go ahead and glue the vellum on the back of this really pretty nativity cutout. I'm just going to set this side piece to the side for a little while. We're not going to be using it. And then we'll get started on our little side pieces, connecting them to this front piece. So you'll notice the vellum just lines up perfectly here with the back side, and we're just going to go ahead and put a little adhesive around that. So you might want to run some glue through the middle here too, just to make sure that vellum stays nice and tight against this print or against this cut piece. I'm just putting a few dots of glue in random places just to hold that vellum in place. Okay, and then we'll just take that and make sure you line it up. You don't want to have to scoot it around much. Give that a good press. And what you might want to do on the tips of these pieces here is just go out and make sure that there's plenty of glue all the way to the edge, so that when you glue your side panels on, everything stays in place really well. You could even set this under a book for a minute to let it dry really well, because you don't want that coming apart. You can see how pretty that's going to be showing through. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is take these side panel pieces and we'll get these prepared. But basically you're just going to fold those in half and fold those little glue tabs. You'll probably want to use a bone folder for this to get a nice good crease on those. You just want to prepare each of the pieces the same way. Actually, that piece there is actually going to fold out this way. So make sure you get it trained to go the right way. Each of these are going to go into the peaks here. So it's going to glue like that, and then it's going to glue to its neighbor right here, going that direction. So you can either glue them individually and connect them as you go, or you could go ahead and make one long row. I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and connect a couple together right now, and then we'll glue those on. I think it'll be easier not to have it too long, but it might be helpful to have a couple connected. So we'll go ahead and prepare this second one. So that's kind of how that works. Okay, and then when we go to connect it to its neighbor, you'll want to make sure it's on the inside so that we don't have our glue tab showing on the outside of the project. So just make sure that's on the inside. Just line that right up. Okay, now we're ready to do a couple of peaks here. So I'm just going to go ahead and let's go ahead and put the adhesive on the back of these, I guess. Might be the best. You could put it right down on the star if that's easier. Okay, I just want to make sure you glue that right up to the peak. Okay, and then we're ready to do the next peak here. And this time I guess I'll just put the glue right on the star. And we'll just continue on preparing the next couple pieces the same way. And just glue that right on and continue on around. And now that you've got all of those sides attached, we're just gonna finish up by gluing this last little section in place. Now that you've got all of those pieces installed and all of those pieces connected to each other, this is what your project should look like. And now we're ready to install some lights. So you can use any of the cute little LED lights that they have available nowadays. I happen to have this little strand. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and put some foam tape inside and just make some places where I can just easily, simply tack this strand of lights in place. I'm just going to cut little sections of foam tape here. You could also experiment with tea lights or whatever you'd like to use. Let's see, I'm just going to go up into the peak here and put a piece of tape in there and peel the backing off. Okay, got it off. I'm going to take that off right now. And then I'm going to put another piece right there at that corner. I'm just going to go around and do that in all the peaks and all the little corners so that I have something to attach my lights to. You don't have to do it right up against the front. You could try doing it on the side walls here, whatever works for you. But you can see what this looks like when I'm all done. See what you think. I like this foam tape because it's pretty sticky. Okay. And I'm just going to kind of pull those little glue tabs out of my way. And see a little area that needs a little more glue right there. Okay, now that you have all the little foam pieces installed, let's go ahead and take our light set. And like I said, you could use any kind of little light set that you might have. They make some really cool ones. I would just plan for the battery pack sitting down at the bottom, so just make sure maybe start at one side, wrap around and end at the bottom again. So let's just put this little light set, and I just want to make sure I use all my lights. So let's see, about halfway is right here, so I want that to end up here. And so, like, it's not really a specific science here. Just go ahead and install those, something like that. And like I said, the battery pack kind of just needs to end down here at the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and turn those on for now, knowing that I can get into this later through the little hole in the back to get them turned off. Okay, so that's going to be our lights, and you might want a much longer strand to give off more light. So now we're ready to put the back on. So you're just going to kind of put those glue tabs down. We're just going to glue this right in place like this. And you can kind of see, well, I'm not going to, you can kind of see that our lights are going to show through from the back. And like I said, you might want to experiment with this. If you don't want them showing through, touching right on the front, you might want to make sure you glue the cords and not the lights. right up next to the paper. Okay, and now we're just going to go around and add some glue to these tabs. Okay, so we're just going to put down a nice layer of glue on these glue tabs. Make sure you have it all the way out to the edges and the tips. Okay, and then we're ready to go ahead and place the star right on top. And you'll probably need to just hold it to help form the actual star shape perfectly. Once this back is on, the project becomes much sturdier. And I would recommend cutting this out of a nice 80 to 100 pound cardstock so that it's durable and it lasts. And here's your little window to get into your light box. Turn it on and off. And this is what it looks like. It's really pretty. So it's hard to tell without turning out the lights here, but it's really pretty. It looks like I could have done just a little bit better job gluing right here. When you're making these at home, make sure you take your time and get everything right in place so you don't have little edges showing like that. But I really love how this has turned out. It's going to look really pretty sitting on a table or on a mantle. Try turning out the lights here really quick. There we go. You can see that just a little bit better. Anyways, I hope you have a great day and I hope you enjoy making these. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.